Well, greetings in the Lord. My name is Matthew Perry, and I am the lead pastor at Arapahoe Road Baptist Church in Centennial, Colorado. Welcome to videocast number 7 of Lead with Joy. Earlier this past week on the blog at drmattperry.com, I put out a blog about how it's important how it's important for leaders to be readers. And most time when you hear about this, you're thinking of books. And you can see this is a bit of my library over here. And in fact, behind this camera, I'm setting my phone up against some other books that are here. So I'm a big believer in reading, but not just books. And I've noticed that a lot of folks from seminary who have gotten to the habit of reading and learning, and they just relish that culture, that when they get into ministry, they have a bit of a difficult transition because they've spent so much time reading books that they haven't spent a lot of time learning how to read people. And I think that's very, very important to be able to not only to read people that you're ministering to, but also to read the person that's looking at you in the back of the mirror, from back at you in the mirror. So whether it's being able to give your people spiritual gifts tests, the emotional intelligence test. This is a really good book called Emotional Intelligence 2.0. It's a helpful way for you not just think about your intellectual quotient, but also your EQ, your emotional quotient as well. Because how you process, how you react to people and how people react back to you is so very critical in leadership. So let me give you an example. When you get into leadership, and especially in your first year when you're trying to get your sea legs about you, you're going to get some criticism. I've been in ministry 23 years. You're still going to get some criticism. But if you figure out in that first year how to take criticism, you will be in business for really the years to come. Because, for instance, like with criticism, number one, you're not always right, and they're not always wrong. And two, you can always find a nugget of something constructive out of every piece of criticism that you get. But if you're not emotionally ready to have people push back, then you are going to really struggle. Not only whether you should be at that particular church, you're going to struggle in your calling, period. So it's very, very important for you to recognize that about yourself and about other people. But that's why over and over, Paul tells us with whatever spiritual gifts that we have, that we've got to be able to pursue love that pours out, love that is selfless. And as you read your people, you're going to be able to realize that there's some people that are going to be more introverted than others, and some people are going to be really extroverted. You're going to understand the different personalities of people that, some are sanguine, where they're life of the party, or some are choleric, where they're really focused and they're really, have really strong personality. The laid-back phlegmatic type, or the melancholy type that seems to be a bit in the valley, that seems to be a bit bluesy in the way that they look at things. But the idea here is, and there's not enough time to be able to explore all of the facets. I'm just saying to you, I want your library to be very important in being able to stockpile that information. But it's going to be also very, very important for you to have that love toward people, a pursuit of holiness toward the things of God. That way, when you begin to minister to them, you will be able to take that information through the conduit of love, and through the conduit of care, and through the conduit of compassion, and the conduit of conviction. You will be able to minister to your people in a way that they will recognize you love them and care about them, and they will love you back in the same way. Now, all of this is undergirded by prayer and ministry of the word. That's the best way that you can love them, by praying for them, but also teaching them the word and teaching them what God has to say. Again, just a very quick little spurt to be able to just to share with you one-on-one, face-to-face, as it will, about how important it is not for us to just be readers of books, but also readers of people as well. You can go back to drmattperry.com. You can go back to the blog post, and I flesh out some things, and I have you click to some articles as well that will be able to help you to pursue this. But Anyway, again, my name is Matthew Perry. If you have any questions for us, give us a call at ARBC at 303-794-3033, or you can just leave a comment in one of the comment sections on the website. Glad to be with you. Hope you have a great Friday, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And may God lead all of you as leaders to lead with the joy that the Spirit pours into you. God bless you.